Tonight, I carry on our journey to platinum every main Assassin's Creed game. With us getting the Assassin's Creed Unity Platinum last time, that means the next game on our list is Assassin's Creed Syndicate takes place in London during the year 1868, and unlike other Assassin's Creed games we play, there are two main characters with different skill sets. With 50 trophies required for the platinum, plus the extra 7 from the Jack the Ripper DLC, we will need to get 57 trophies to platinum and 100% this game. This will require us to finish all main sequences with 100% synchronization in every mission, successfully defeat and take over every gang in London, find every collectible in the game, which adds up to a crazy 680. Complete various different combat related trophies, and we also have to finish the entirety of the Jack the Ripper DLC. But the hardest trophy in the game is easily the Without a Grudge trophy, which requires us to ride around London smashing everything in sight for several hours. As always, if you enjoyed the video, consider leaving a like, comment and subscribe for more, and with all that out of the way, let's begin. So our journey begins in the modern day with us speaking to Bishop yet again, who needs our help to locate a piece of Eden in London. This is when we see our favourite modern day assassins Sean and Rebecca downloading the memories of the Fry twins to try find where the piece of Eden is located. Sequence 1 will lead us picking up 2 trophies, with the main trophy for finishing the sequence. This is when we finally meet both of our characters while they are out on a mission together. Soon, however, we see Jacob leap from a train, as Jacob and Evie both have 2 different targets. Inside the factory, we soon spot who we are here to kill. With the target deeper inside the factory, we drop down and introduce ourselves to his guards. Yeah, safe to say Jacob is the definition of a fucking brawler as we batter these twats with a pair of dusters. This will lead us getting the first trophy of the video, the Queensberry Rules trophy, which we got for reaching a combat combo of 40. With only a few guards deeper inside the factory, we are able to sneak inside with ease and pick off who we need. Soon we're able to find our target alone, so we take him out.
It is done.
Oh? What did you accomplish, boy? A bolt loosened in Starrick's machine. A large bolt, but not enough.
Your Grandmaster will fall.
You assassins can circle London to your heart's content. The mechanism we have built has been going strong for 100 years and will run 1,000 more. It is the very city itself.
We will take London from your hands.
From Croydon, you lurk in the shadows like a coward. I doubt it.
With the target dead, we then board a nearby train and leave. That is until a few of his boys rock up, so we get to kick a few Templar lackeys off a train, which was very fun. What isn't fun, however, is that the track we're on isn't finished. Once we see this, we start to backtrack and leap from train cart to train cart in the hope we don't fall to our death, and luckily we were just quick enough to make it.
Holy fuck! That was diabolical!
Here we got a trophy for finishing sequence 1. This then leads us into sequence 2, which only has 1 trophy up for grabs, and that is for finishing the sequence. This is when we see that Evie has boarded another train which is taking her towards her target, and it doesn't take us long before we arrive at the location. This is when we spot Lucy Thorne, a high-ranking Templar, speaking with our actual target, David Brewster. So we start to infiltrate the train yard to hunt down Brewster and kill him. This then leads to us speaking with a wannabe magician. He then tells us that there is a hidden lab underground. I decided to then borrow the keys needed to find the lab, and once there we use a lever to activate the elevator. Inside the lab we see yet another piece of Eden. We then get into position and kill our target.
It is time to lay down your head, Sir David Brewster.
But I have so much more to discover.
Do not be afraid.
I'm not. God will protect me.
I will continue your experiment.
You will not stop, Starrick. Miss Thorne has already found another piece of Eden, more powerful than the last.
I will take that one too.
We fight to gain what we cannot take with us. It's in our nature.
Yeah, time to fucking run. With the lab exploding and the experiment going tits up, we run for our life. And after most of the building collapses, we finally make our way back to the surface. Our duo then meet after to discuss what just happened.
All went according to plan,
There was a slight complication.
How slight.
The lab exploded.
Jacob.
You derailed a train.
Oh, he did. Did he?
Well, the train derailed and I happened to be on it. I killed my target.
Brewster is also no more.
Turns out our mentor here wants us to return with him.
No, I don't think I will.
But the twins have decided that we cannot allow the Templars to find another piece of Eden, so they decide to head to London to stop them once and for all. This got us the trophy for finishing Sequence 2. During Sequence 3, we managed to get 2 trophies, with the main one once again for finishing the sequence. As our duo arrive in London, this is when we meet fellow assassin Henry Green, and he wants to help us free London from Starrick, the Templar Grand Master. Jacob has his own ideas of doing this, and he wants to form a gang called the Rooks to fight the Blighters, who are also a Templar-ran gang. Evie, however, wants to track down and find the piece of Eden before the Templars manage to do so. This is when Henry tells us to speak with Freddie Aberline and a child called Clara O'Dea, as they too will be able to help us fight the Templars. We then meet and speak with Clara, and this is when she offers us an alliance. Her children will work for us as spies, but only if we can help free them from child labour camps. Yeah, England was pretty hardcore back in the 1800s. So we then break into the child labour camp, killing all the Blighters, and like a reverse Jimmy Savile, we actually free and protect the children of England. Yeah, unless you're from the UK, you're not going to get that joke. Doing these missions, however, helps us liberate part of Whitechapel from the Templars. Following this up, we then kill every Blighter in a gang stronghold, and this liberates even more of Whitechapel. The twins then meet with Freddie Aberline, who's a police sergeant and a master of disguise apparently. This is when he tasks us with kidnapping high-ranking Blighters. So we do as he says, and we run around Whitechapel kidnapping ourselves some high-ranking Blighters. And as you can see, this liberates even more of Whitechapel. The last thing we need to do to liberate Whitechapel is assassinate a random Templar, which I done very sneaky. With the area liberated, this opens a gang fight for us. Just like your average football match in the UK, both groups rush each other and start fighting with whatever weapons they have. This is when the Blighters leader of Whitechapel appears, but as he tries to leave, we somehow catch up to him on his train. Once on board, we simply throw him off to his death. This is when we steal a rare looking device he dropped, and we also follow this up by stealing his train and using it as our new headquarters. Jacob also refuses to do anything until we get this device fixed. While out roaming, however, we managed to get our next trophy, a blade in the crowd, and this is probably the easiest trophy you will ever get, as we just had to assassinate 50 enemies. Henry then takes both Evie and Jacob to meet with none other than Alexander Graham Bell. For the uneducated among you, or any Americans, he was the man who invented the telephone. Inventing the telephone, however, somehow gives him the knowledge to repair the tool, allowing us to use the rope launcher. Back on the train, our duo once again argue about how best to attack the Templars, each with their own ideas. Here we got a trophy for finishing Sequence 3. Sequence 4 has us earning another handful of trophies, with the main one being for finishing the sequence. Jacob says he plans on investigating the source of Starrick's soothing syrup, while Evie will continue her search for the other piece of Eden. We start the sequence with both our twins following up on a lead where Lucy Thorne is expecting a late night delivery, so she wants it, we're going to steal it. As we open the chest, we see they have an assassin's book inside, but we get spotted, so Jacob decides to steal the carriage. This then leads to us getting chased through the streets of London, so we fire at the horses pulling the carts, leading to some spectacular crashes. This will get us the "What is wrong with you" trophy for flipping 5 carriages by shooting the horses, which, I mean, this mission was designed for, but eventually we did get the trophy. Our duo then make their escape by leaping onto an oncoming train, but at least we managed to make it out with the book. The next day, Evie meets with Henry and they plan on infiltrating a house in London with the hopes of finding the Piece of Eden, and let's just say it takes us for a trip down memory lane.
Do you know, I think this map may be taking us to the Kenway mansion.
Kenway? The pirate?
Master assassin and pirate, yes.
Just the mention of Edward brought back so many memories, which is making me wonder, where the fuck is the Black Flag remaster? When we arrive outside his mansion, we see that it is surrounded by Templars, including Lucy Thorne. So we start to sneak inside Edward's mansion. Inside his house, we see tons of memorabilia from his pirating days, including the hat of none other than Blackbeard.
Don't cry, don't cry, don't cry, don't cry, don't cry.
Deeper inside, we quickly solve a puzzle using the piano, and this leads to us finding a hidden room underground. This place is just crawling with Easter eggs and knowledge that Edward had tucked away, and using eagle vision, we see that he hid a message in a letter, and this tells us that he found the shroud and he has left clues on its location. We then jump to Jacob, where we see an old man is investigating the syrup production, so we break into the factory with him. This is when he shows us how to sabotage the factory. Obviously, we sneak around doing this throughout the entire distillery. With the place on fire and full of gas, we leap out of a nearby window and escape. This is when the man introduces himself as Charles Darwin, and he says that the syrup was made by a doctor called Elliotson who works at the asylum, so he wants to meet us there tonight. After that, we got the unqualified trophy next. This required us to complete 3 different Templar hunts and their challenges, which we done, and we got the trophy. The Thief Taker trophy was next, and this was for bringing back 3 bounty targets alive, and after the 3rd one, we also got the trophy. With this area liberated, it allowed us to conquer this part of London with the help of the Rooks. As we meet with Darwin later that night, he says that Elliotson is inside and in the middle of an experiment, so we need to head in alone and kill him. Being a veteran of the series by now, it doesn't take me too long to find an entrance. This is when we see the sick fuck is in the middle of one of his experiments. But I already have the perfect plan to kill this freak. With the doctor's assistant distracted, we move the dead body, and then we follow this up by posing as the dead body ourselves. As we get wheeled out towards our target, we wait for the perfect time to strike.
Last it ends. Yet I can only think of beginnings. A better tomorrow. Forged with the blood of visionaries.
All I see is the blood of a lunatic.
Do you truly believe murdering an old man will stop humanity's great architect? Crawford Starrick has a glorious design for mankind.
Designs are meant to be broken.
You're a child. A child who believes he can solve all the world's woes with a flick of a blade. Have you ever pondered the consequences of your actions, Jacob Fry? Or did your father teach you nothing?
With that done, we exit the asylum, steal a carriage, and then escape. Here, we got a trophy for finishing Sequence 4. This is when we finally see the Grand Master of the Templar Order, Crawford Starrick. And he is a bit of a prick, but he isn't the biggest dickhead in England. That title belongs to another man.
The return of the sausages. The hostages.
Shut the fuck up, you cunt!
Sequence 5 will once again lead to us getting another few trophies, with the main trophy obviously for finishing the sequence. Jacob plans on meeting with Pearl Adaway as she is a competitor of Starrick's, and Evie will follow up her search for the shroud. Before we started the main missions, however, we got another 2 trophies. Friends at My Back was the first trophy, and we got this for having 5 rooks follow us. The second was called Children Aid Society, and this required us to complete 5 child liberation missions across London, which, after doing the 5th one, we got the trophy. With the trophies out of the way, we then meet with Pearl here, and we see that Starrick has sent his henchman called Miller to burn her transport buses to keep her out of business. So, as the old saying goes, the enemy of my enemy is my friend, and we plan on helping her. This leads to us participating in some good old-fashioned vandalism. We then follow this up by stealing some of his combustion engines right from under Miller's nose and giving them the Pearl's company. As we speak with her again, she informs us that Miller is nearby on the docks, and this is the perfect time for us to kill him. Like an absolute madman, we just rush across the Thames River, somehow not getting wiped out by a ship or drowning, but eventually we get into position, and here we kill Miller.
I knew this day would come. Mr. Starrick was furious I lost the engines. So this is my comeuppance.
Pearl Adaway led me to you, not Starrick.
Then they were gonna give her again. I should never have come between Mr. Starrick and Miss Adaway. Family always stay together in the end.
What do you mean they're family?
What do you mean? What do you mean? What do you mean?
You know what? I wasn't expecting that, so time to follow Pearl and see if what Miller said was true. After following her to a meeting, we listen as her and Starrick speak.
May the Father of Understanding guide us.
Today and in all of our future endeavors, cousin. Fuck.
While Jacob was doing this, however, Evie was solving several riddles to try and find the key to unlock the vault. And several riddles later, we managed to find where the key is being kept. But just as we managed to find it, we see that we aren't the only one who is after the key. Honestly, I don't know what Lucy here was expecting, but we kicked the absolute shit out of her.
I'm kind of retarded.
Out of ideas, she flings herself at us and is holding on to the key, stopping her from falling. So sadly, we have to cut her loose. With Evie failing, we join Jacob again to see if he can end the life of Pearl Adaway. Just like an assassin of old, we blend in with the crowd to sneak past the blighters. With there being very few guards in here, we are able to get into the perfect position. This leads to us assassinating Pearl Adaway.
What a shame. Good partnerships are hard to come by.
Ours is most certainly dissolved.
It's business, Mr. Fry. One does what one must to come out on top. Crawford will not take the news of my death lightly. He can be unpleasant when he's cross. I have sacrificed so much. I don't want to lose my buses.
Just to rub salt into the wound for Starrick, we also steal one of his trains. This got us a trophy for finishing Sequence 5. Wow, looks like Starrick is taking things pretty well after the death of Pearl.
Mr. Starrick!
I told you not to disturb me!
During Sequence 6, we only managed to earn the one trophy, which, I'm sure you guessed it, was for finishing the sequence. So Jacob has learned that Starrick is targeting the Bank of England, so he wants to investigate, while Evie once again plans on hunting down the shroud. To kick things off, we speak with Freddy, and he tells us that the blighters are arming themselves so they can rob none other than the Bank of England. Later that night, we meet with Freddy on the docks, and we plan on following the blighters to see what we can learn. This begins another famous Assassin's Creed tailing mission, which I think everyone just fucking hates at this point.
You're goddamn right.
But as the blighters arrive, we overhear them speak about who has planned the robbery, and it's a man called Philip Twopenny. who just so happens to run the bank. Back as Evie once again reading the book we found, she believes that the Shroud of Eden is being held in the Tower of London, so Henry says he can get us transport to the tower and also knows a guard inside who can help us. After a short journey by boat, we arrive outside the Tower of London. Once here, we see that none other than Lucy Thorne is also here searching for the Shroud, so we will never get a better chance to kill her. This is going to be difficult, however, as there is tons of royal guards on patrol. So we then speak with Henry's friend, and he says that a lot of the royal guards are blighters in disguise. This is when he comes up with the plan of pretending to capture us. As we enter the tower, we see no one suspects a thing. Once brought before Lucy Thorne, we break our way free and bury a knife into her shoulder.
So, you have murdered me after all. But what good will that do you? The Shroud isn't here.
You sought a tool of healing in order to extend your own power.
Not mine. Ours. You are so short-sighted. You'd hoard power and never use it, when we would better the condition of humanity. I hope you never find the Shroud. You have no idea what it truly can do.
Tell me then.
No.
With the help of the remaining royal guards, we managed to make it back to the boat, and we also managed to regain the key she stole from us last time. Once Starrick learns that we have the key and Lucy is dead, he is slightly annoyed. As Jacob, we speak with Freddy and tell him who is planning to rob the bank, but don't worry about it, as we're going to simply stroll inside and kill him. After entering in through the roof, we drop down and interrogate one of the guards, and he tells us that 2 Penny is hiding in the vault. We then descend deeper into the bank to find our target. Inside the vault, we see the sheer number of Templars down here protecting him. Thankfully, however, Templars come with awful eyesight as we hide behind this tiny wooden table, and after that, we get into position. Sorry, if I was Jacob here, I'd have burst out laughing, but we leap out of the painting and kill 2 Penny.
You've stolen your last shilling from the people of London.
Those animals squander their savings. We are the experts in investment. Nothing would be built or improved. Nothing would rise above the muck without our hand guiding. No creating the future. They benefit as much as their work.
It is their city, not yours.
Without our investments, there would be no city.
Once he is dead, we just climb up to the surface and stroll out of the bank. This is when Freddy and the rest of the peelers rock up and arrest all those involved in the robbery. Here, we got a trophy for finishing Sequence 6. This is when we see Starrick threatening a mysterious member of Parliament to get rid of the current Prime Minister, and wow, if only we could do that with a certain Prime Minister at the minute. Sequence 7 will have us earning quite a lot of trophies, with the main trophy, obviously, for finishing the sequence. Jacob sets out to protect the Prime Minister, Benjamin Disraeli, and learn the identity of the man trying to kill him, while no prizes for guessing what Evie does. Yeah, she looks for the Shroud. We then jump inside the Prime Minister and his wife's carriage and tell them that we're here to protect them, which we have to do right away as snipers have arrived on the rooftops and are trying to fire at the carriage. While we are beating the shit out of some of the blighters, they manage to steal the carriage. Thankfully, we do catch up moments later and take out the blighter who was stealing the carriage. We then return them both to number 10 Downing Street, and this is when Mary Ann here says she will tell us who the mysterious member of Parliament is. Obviously, we do this the British way, over a couple of pints, and after a good night's crack, she tells us that it's the Earl of Cardigan, so we have our next target. We quickly picked up the Bare Knuckle Champion trophy next, and this had us fighting in different fight clubs around London, and after doing this 3 times, we got the trophy. I got another trophy after this called Ordinary Criminal, which we got for completing 20 crowd events. We followed this up with another simple trophy, which is in every Assassin's Creed game, and that is for synchronizing all viewpoints. And lastly, we got this trophy for winning 3 different street races, and after our 3rd win, we earned the trophy. Finally, back with Evie and Henry, we are following up on a lead that will apparently help us learn where the vault containing the shroud is. So we sneak inside the Templars' hideout, but we find no information at all. As we try to regroup with Henry, some of Clara's spies tell us that they've seen him being dragged away by blighters. Seriously, every time he comes out with a mission on us, he fucks it up. Following his trail though, we do manage to find him underground. While we flee together, we manage to get another trophy, Look Out Below, which we got for killing 3 enemies with 1 stack of barrels. After cocking up yet another mission, we then call Henry a useless twat.
What are you? An idiot sandwich.
After this mission, this led to our next trophy, which we got for learning all of Jacob's skills. Back as Jacob, we arrive outside Parliament scouting ways to make it inside so we can finish off our target. I decided to kidnap one of the police sergeants and use him as our way inside, and once we managed to get inside, I got to work making it to our target.
We have
Yo! Something just isn't right here.
This is when we use a secret password to gain entry to his private quarters.
Now then, let's discuss this like... Good God! Who the bloody hell...
Oh, shut up.
Coward! Villain! Alas, that the hero of Balaclava should fall not on the gloried fields of Crimea, but to an assassin's blade in the very halls of power.
Are you finished yet?
Take your bow, knave, for you have managed what no Russian battery, what no Indian tiger could achieve. Claim your trophy, and may you choke on it.
Yes, but do tell me more about Balaclava.
Farewell. Farewell, dear Britannia. Your dawn shall be dimmer that the Earl of Cardigan sees it not. God save the Queen and the 11th Hussars!
With the target dead and all of Parliament in an absolute clusterfuck, we simply slide off the rooftops and kill one last blighter before we escape. This got us the trophy for finishing Sequence 7. Next up, Sequence 8 had us earning several trophies, with the main one coming from finishing the sequence. This sequence starts with Jacob getting an invite to meet with the leader of the Blighters. However, we did start off by getting the Flawless Conqueror trophy. This required us to take over 3 different gang strongholds, and after doing that, we got the trophy. We followed this up next by getting the Phantom trophy, which was for unlocking all of Evie's skills. Obviously, Jacob being the madman that he is, he accepts the invite and he goes to meet with the leader of the Blighters. Inside, this is when we sit and have a drink with Maxwell Roth, and we soon learn that he is kind of insane.
My friend, if I fail to provide you with the chance to cause Starrick some pain, well, you can charge into this theater and kill me yourself.
What do you get out of all this?
The chance to have a little fun with the bravest man in London.
So, when he has something for us to do, he will let us know. After this, we did get another trophy for reaching max loyalty with an associate, which we done by completing various missions for them across London, leading to us getting the trophy. We got the Furious trophy after this, which had us destroying enemy carriages by ramming them, and after doing this 20 times, we got the trophy. With all gang leaders defeated, we got our next trophy, Street Sweeping, and this had us taking over the entirety of London. This unlocks us the trophy. Once again, we speak with Roth, and he actually has a job for us this time. Kidnap 3 of Starrick's highest ranking officers. This leads to us kidnapping a Templar underground, a blighter in the middle of a random park, oh, and also stealing a fucking policeman out from Scotland Yard, so nothing too difficult. With that done, however, we hand these 3 poor bastards over to Roth. Next up, we head out with him to blow up one of Starrick's factories. With the bombs placed, however, just before Roth blows it, we see children heading inside.
I'm here to tell you right now, we don't care. Let me tell you something. We don't care.
Roth doesn't give a shit though, so we have to step in to save them.
No!
What the hell are you doing?
We're not playing games anymore, Roth!
No, we're not.
We quickly rush over to the building and then get blown up for fuck's sake. But we do manage to save all the children before they burn to death. After that, we get handed a letter and it's from Roth inviting us to come face him alone in his theatre. After this, we very quickly got another trophy, which was for reaching level 10. As we scout out the theatre to try find a way inside, we soon spot Roth. We then quickly borrow a mask, and this allows us to sneak inside the theatre undetected. Once we make it inside, we see that Roth has several decoys, so we will have to kill them all and hope that we manage to get the right one. We kick things off by poisoning the pitcher, and this leads to one of the decoys attacking everyone in sight. And once he is hurt, we simply finish him off. I then decide to do this again with the other decoy. This is when Roth reveals himself to everyone, and yeah, he really is fucking crazy.
Your move, Jacob, my dear! Burn! Burn! Burn!
Unfortunately for Roth, while he parades around the stage, we got into the perfect position to lift him up with a rope and we kill him.
Darling, what a night. The stuff of legends.
Why did you do it? All of it.
What? Snap a baby crow's neck between my thumb and forefinger. Slice to bits the ones you deem innocent. Keep the world in its divine, manic state. For the same reason, I do anything. Why not?
As we try to leave, multiple exits get blocked off by the fire and the collapsing debris. I also seen a cheeky Ezio reference, which did have me stopping in the middle of the burning building. But finally we do manage to escape. Here we got a trophy for finishing sequence 8. Sequence 9 is the final sequence and has us earning a handful of trophies, with the main two being from 100% synchronizing the game and for finishing sequence 9. This sequence starts with both our twins arguing, with Evie pissed at Jacob's methods while Jacob mocks her for her inaction. But when they hear that Starrick is attending a ball at Buckingham Palace, they put their rivalry aside.
Once more for old time's sake.
And then we're finished.
We then quickly got the Artisan Trophy, which was simply for crafting a level 10 item. Following this up, we earned the Multi-Talented Trophy. This required us to earn 10 perks by completing various challenges, like getting 50 multi-kills. With the 10 perks acquired, we got our trophy. After acquiring some disguises and the carriages, the twins and Freddy are ready to infiltrate the ball and kill Starrick. Playing as Evie, we need to head upstairs and find the plans to the vault. So we borrow a royal guard who can escort us upstairs. This is when we find the plans to the vault with the shroud inside. But just before we can leave, Marianne appears and says she wants to introduce us to someone.
Your Majesty, may I present Miss Evie Fry?
Well, that was pretty fucking cool, but as we're leaving, Starrick appears and starts dancing with Evie. And as he points out to us, he does have snipers on the roof.
When the music ceases, Miss Fry, your time is up. Mine begins.
Jumping back to Jacob, we get armed again while Freddy tells us to take out the snipers and maybe also free the real royal guard. So we get to work. After that, we free the real royal guards. This is when Evie sees Jacob and decides now is the time to boot Starrick in the bollocks. But before she can finish the job, he manages to steal the key to the vault again. Fuck me, Evie, stop losing this bloody key. Jacob then quickly arrives after with her gear. So we rush on ahead of Evie to face Starrick alone. When we see Starrick, we simply sneak up behind him, but just as we try to kill him, the shroud gives him insane strength and he absolutely manhandles us.
No. Wait.
Wait!
Just in time, Evie then enters the vault and we rush forward and start to beat the shit out of Starrick. That is until he overpowers us.
Get out of my city!
Evie!
With Henry giving us an opening, we're able to fight back and take the shroud off Starrick, leaving him vulnerable.
London will perish without me.
You flatter yourself. I would have created a paradise.
The city belongs to the people. You are but one man.
I am at the very top of the Order!
You were, Mr. Starrick. You were.
Our duo are finally able to reconcile.
I've missed you.
Me too. Would it be possible to continue where we left off?
I'd love nothing more.
I'm starting to think Father didn't know everything about everything.
Jacob then puts the shroud back where it belongs. With us saving London from the Templars, this is when Queen Victoria knights both Jacob and Evie, but also Henry as well. Here we got a trophy for finishing Sequence 9, and another trophy for getting 100% synchronization in all missions. This is when our modern day assassins see the Templars have found the shroud, so they begin fighting to try and take it from them, which goes about as well as it usually does when the modern day assassins try to do anything. This is when we see what the Templars are trying to use the shroud for, and it's to bring an Isu back to life. With the main trophy completed, however, we then had quite a lot of cleanup to do to get our platinum, and we also had to finish the Jack the Ripper DLC. This is when I entered the World War I simulation to play as Jacob's granddaughter, Lydia Fry, and this will unlock us 2 trophies, a broad base and the war at home. A broad base requires us to reach loyalty rank 1 with all associates, which we did after liberating London in World War I. After finishing several missions around a war-torn London and becoming best mates with Winston Churchill, we got the trophy for finishing the World War I simulation. Next up, I replayed an earlier sequence to get the no-ticket trophy. This is where we had to kick 50 enemies off trains. So, after spending a long time doing this, we managed to get the trophy. In the same mission, however, we also got the needle in a haystack trophy, where we had to assassinate 5 enemies from the same haystack, but you can easily do this by reloading a save and just killing the same guard. After the 5th time, we got the trophy. Back in the fighting ring, we got the Whirlwind of Death trophy for performing 50 multi-finishers. Once we done this, we got the trophy. The Treasure Hunter trophy was next, and this required us to complete 10 raids of any kind. So this had us raiding trains and boats for their treasure all across London. Eventually, this got us the Treasure Hunter trophy. Guardian Angel was the next trophy I went for, and it was pretty fucking stressful, as we need the Defend Carriage missions to spawn. Yeah, and they don't spawn in that often, but if you come to this area on the map and circle it again and again, these missions spawn every couple of minutes. So after doing that 10 times, we got the trophy. Our next trophy was for finding all 50 illustrations scattered around London, which obviously I love because collectibles are fucking brilliant. And once we found them all, this got us the trophy. I then farmed the Blade from Above trophy. I'd done this by repeatedly assassinating 20 enemies from a zipline, and this got us our trophy. Ease to the City was a really simple trophy. We just needed to buy all gang upgrades, which we'd done and got us the trophy. After that, we had to hunt down even more collectibles, this time being the pressed flowers. And, as I'm sure you've guessed it, we done that and got the trophy. Next up, we had to find all secrets of London, as this unlocks a hidden artifact buried underground, but also earns us the godlike trophy. So after racing around London finding them all, we return to the vault and see it unlocks us an Isu battle armor. We also unlock the trophy. This is when I finally decided to bite the bullet and grind out the most annoying trophy in this game, and this requires us to destroy 5,000 destructibles with the carriage.
24 hours later.
This had me doing laps of London, destroying everything in sight, and occasionally getting launched into a building. But after several hours, we managed to unlock the trophy. Quickly, we followed this up with a Life and Letters trophy, which we got for collecting all royal letters. Opium Scourge was our next trophy, and that was for simply affecting 4 enemies at once with a hallucinogenic dart. The next trophy was for hijacking 20 police vehicles. This is another trophy that you can cheese, and I done this by recruiting one of the rooks while driving the police wagon. Then we simply go to the roof, and once they take over driving, we hijack it again and repeat. After 20 times, this unlocked us the trophy. We then followed this up by getting our next trophy for shooting 50 enemies before they shoot us, which we got by grinding out the same mission. After banging out all those trophies, it was then when I decided to start the Jack the Ripper DLC, and yeah, it's a pretty short DLC with just 7 trophies required for the 100%, so let's begin.
For 20 years, after the assassins defeated the Templars in London, the city enjoyed a certain peace. Until the Autumn of Terror. In 1888, London is plunged into shadow and fear by a series of gruesome and unsolvable murders. The brothels of Whitechapel seem warm and safe by comparison to its streets, where prostitutes are being mutilated and left on grotesque display for the world to ogle. Jacob Fry hunts the elusive killer to bring an end to the terror of Jack the Ripper.
This is when we see a much older Jacob still in London, and he is investigating one of the gruesome murder scenes of Jack the Ripper.
How many more assassins must die before you see the truth?
Only one more, Jack.
This is when Jack the Ripper shows himself. No fucking way. We get to play as Jack the Ripper, the most notorious serial killer of all time.
I'm taller than you. I'm better looking than you. I'm stronger than you. I will kick your ass.
It doesn't take long before we come face to face with Jacob, and yeah, we beat the shit out of him with ease, forcing him to flee for his life.
Going somewhere, Jacob.
Jack, you're sick.
Don't you see the irony, brother?
Jack!
Only you know who the Ripper is, but you can't tell a living soul because it would destroy you and the assassins.
Jack! We can fix you.
Fix me? I am the solution.
A month later, an older Evie then arrives back in London after getting a letter from Jacob, and this is when we speak with Freddy once more, and he tells us that no one can find Jacob. Together, we both visit the crime scene of the Ripper's first kill. This is when we realise that Jack is hunting down all the assassins in London. Needing more information, we head to Jacob's hideout. This is when we see an old photo of Jacob, Evie, Henry, and a young assassin Jacob was training called Jack the Lad. Thankfully, Jacob was able to leave us a clue, but this is when we see the Ripper is stalking us.
Oh!
While free roaming, however, we managed to bang out some of the Jack the Ripper trophies, like the Can't Calm the Crowd trophy, which we got for killing an enemy trying to calm their panicked allies. After that, we got another fear-based trophy, which was for causing a panicked enemy to kill another enemy. We also got a very simple trophy, which was for unlocking half the skills in the DLC. The brutal trophy was up next, and this was for performing 30 brutal takedowns. Following on from the clue Jacob left, this led us to hunting down Jack the Ripper's ally called Lady Owers. Once we arrived at our mansion, we started to try find a way inside. Surprisingly, this just required us to kill a single guard and then sneak our way in. This is when I decided to grab her husband, as I think he'll be able to help us out. Using him as a distraction to get her to come closer, we leap forward and kill Lady Owers.
I should thank you, Miss Fry. I fear death at the Ripper's hands far more than at yours.
What have you done with these men?
The Ripper is entertaining them presently. Mr. Weaversbrook will be joining them soon.
With that done, we simply steal a carriage and leave. Back in London, we see the Ripper has struck again, so Freddy tells us to hurry the fuck up and find him, or he will have to expose that Jack was once an assassin. As we investigate the room, we see Jack has left us a message.
My gift to you, Miss Fry, and more to come, unless you do as Jack says. Follow the trail of blood through the looking glass.
This leads us back to where Jack's mother was brutally murdered years ago.
I was born here, survived the madhouse and learned from the best, until he betrayed me. Come test your creed against mine.
We then play as Jack again outside the old asylum as he plans to erase all knowledge of his past. This leads us to hunting down and killing the doctor who looked after him as a boy. We follow this up by savagely murdering one of the nurses who remembers Jack. With that done, we then release all of the locked up inmates. Jumping back to Evie, we finally arrive at the asylum to end this, and using the same window Jacob used 20 years ago, we enter the asylum. Yeah, anyone with a brain knows where he will be hiding. Just as we find Jacob in the basement, we hear Jack shouting for us. As we enter, he pounces and almost immediately kills us. Back on our feet, we try to fight him, but he's just too fucking good. Taking a different approach, we hide and then strike from behind, allowing us to finally inflict some damage. This is when some of the inmates show up to help him, but luckily we have this amazing weapon called a gun. Using our years of training and the tools at our disposal, we're able to take out the inmates and also Jack with a few final stabs, and this is when we kill Jack the Ripper.
We're the same, you and I.
Oh, Jack. You were an assassin, yes, but we are not the same. And that is why your memory must be erased for all time. Rest in peace now, Jack. You and your twisted acolytes.
Finally, Freddy enters and sees that we have killed the Ripper. The DLC then ends with Evie and Jacob reunited once again. This got us the trophy for killing Jack the Ripper. We then had 2 trophies left in the DLC, and the first one was for scaring 200 enemies, with the second one being for achieving 100% synchronization in the DLC. Back in the main game, we got our last main trophy, which has to be the most British trophy ever, ranking every beer brand in London, which we finally done and unlocked the trophy. This then got us the Platinum trophy for Assassin's Creed Syndicate. So everyone, that was the Assassin's Creed Syndicate Platinum, and this game just confused me. It does several things really well, but then it has some incredibly big drawbacks like completely forgettable villains. Sadly, however, this is the last Assassin's Creed game before they transition to the RPG style games, so that means Assassin's Creed Origins will be the next game on our list. Hopefully you all enjoyed the video, guys, and I look forward to seeing you all in the next one. Bye.